James Cole now, just to talk, moving on to obviously Ash's preparation with the Red Bull specialists and the Lions now in the Gold Coast ahead of that first test in December. Go ahead, James.
Joe, there was a lot of conjecture before the Ashes, before you flew out, as to whether it would even go ahead given the quarantining conditions. Can you give us an idea what it's been like? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you confident that you're getting the best treatment you can out there?
Yeah, I mean, the weather here has probably been the hardest factor. We've had a big thunderstorm this afternoon, so interrupted part of our training. But we've everyone's got into things pretty well. Trying to get over the jet lag, and this initial period, this initial phase is all about trying to make sure that we are trying to acclimatize as best we can in terms of the conditions that we're in within quarantine. It's pretty good. We're very lucky to have been looked after like this, and very much looking forward to getting into the training and readying ourselves as best we can.
And can you just paint a picture? What's the quarantine like? How restricted are you, or how unrestricted are you?
Yeah, I mean, there are always obvious restrictions, within the hotel, and all we can do really is live by the guidelines that has been set out. It's not too dissimilar to other things that we've experienced in the past. So it's been great the last couple of days that we've been able to get out and train and use some of the facilities. So hopefully that can continue and we can keep enjoying that and keep readying ourselves the best we can.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, James. Let's go to Will Macpherson.
Hi, Joe. There's still a bit of conjecture about where the fifth test of this series is going to take place. It's scheduled to be in Perth. They've obviously got a hard border. It's pretty complicated. Would your team tolerate another period of quarantine, another hard bubble? Is that an acceptable situation?
Look, I think that until it's been confirmed, it's very difficult to comment on that. We don't know what that looks like at the minute, and it's something that we'll discuss when and if that's something that a decision has to be made on. Again, that's not just for myself. I think that's for higher ups at the ECB to take up as well.
Do you think you'll have a say?
I believe we might have a say, yeah, but it's sort of out of our hands at the minute, and we just got to make sure we look after preparing as well as we can for the start of it. There's a lot got to happen in between now and then, and there's a good amount of time, so things could change quite quickly.
Okay, let's go to Richard Gibson and then Laura Scott. Go ahead, Richard.
Hi, Joe. I just wondered, you're probably in the early days of training, and I lost the last question, so I'm not sure if this has been asked, but I just wondered if Ben Stokes had joined in with the group and with a light training, and what he's capable of doing in terms of training at the start of this tour.
Yeah, Ben's been fully involved in training the last couple of days. I mean, it has been very light. We're just trying to acclimatise ourselves as best as we can. So he's had a bat, he's had a bowl. He's taken some catches. He's done his fielding work slightly separately, but he looks like he's on track, and it's really exciting. Again, it's managing that excitement and making sure that we don't push him too hard, and that he's as ready as best he can be for the first game.
And you're confident that he will be ready for that first game, given where he's at now and a month ago or 4 weeks ago?
I hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, it's been remarkable to see how far he's come. So yeah, I think it looks very promising.
What has it been like having him back around the group? Actually, I know
Brilliant.
You've been in hotel rooms 3 days, but
yeah, the last, like I say, seeing him in and around training again, having him back amongst things is always great. So really nice to see him back involved, and looking forward to getting him further involved as things progress.
Just finally from me, Stuart Broad, he's obviously coming back from an injury. Where is he at in terms of his start of this tour?
Yeah, he'd be building his workloads back up again. As with all of the bowlers, really, is making sure that they're absolutely ready to go for that first test match. So we've got all options on the table.
Is he able to join in
from his point? Yeah, he bowled today in the nets again. Very light workloads at the minute, but it's it's good to see him back in and around things and being able to get into it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Laura Scott, please, and Julian Gaia.
Joe, I know you've answered a couple of questions on quarantine already, but I just wondered, now that you've experienced that first few days of hotel room quarantine and now you're in the training phase, how important you think it is that your families are out there and were allowed to go?
Yeah, I think it's hugely important from a personal point of view, and obviously for the guys as well. You look at the amount of time players have spent away from home and in these quarantine environments, it's very challenging and demanding. So to give that support around, I think it's really important, and very grateful that we've been granted it.
And obviously the World Cup players will join you at some point. What will you do to pick them up after the obvious disappointment?
I think the series in itself will be enough of a way of doing that. It's a huge series. It's one that everyone wants to be a part of. It's one that people look forward to for every 4 years. To come out here and have the opportunity to do something very special. So yes, there'll be disappointment, but at the same time, it's another great challenge and opportunity for us to go and do something special.
And just lastly, you've made a bit of a plea for the fans back home to get behind you with just over 4 weeks to go until the Ashes begin. I just wondered if you think that that's more important than ever, that you do unite the fans back home who obviously can't go out to Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important. So, we'll make sure that we try and prepare as best we can to do just that.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Laura. We'll go to Julian Gaia, then we'll finish with Rory Dollard. Go ahead, Julian.
I just wondered, last record in Australia is well known, recent record. What gives you the confidence that this team can do something special where others haven't been able to?
I think the most important thing that we've got to make sure that we do is use the information that we've got. I think one thing that we know about this Australian team is, in terms of its bowling attack in particular, it's been very settled and very similar for a long period of time. And we should have a really good idea of how they're going to operate. I think having clarity on how we want to play, how we want to use these conditions to our advantage is going to be really important, and being able to implement that for long periods of time and being really sure on what we want to do under pressure and just delivering.
Thank you.
And the last question from Rory Dollard.
Joe, you've got some very ambitious Lions players out there with you, with the test squad, training and preparing at the moment. Obviously, they'll be trying to catch your eye. How open are you to, if someone's looking like they're in a good run of form or looking exciting over on those pitches, how open are you to adding someone to your squad?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think one thing that's been made very clear to that squad of players is that you look at previous tours and things that have happened in the past here. We have had to deal with injuries, and it's not only is it really important that we prepare really well as an Ashes squad, but those guys have got an opportunity to really put a case forward if something like that does happen. Similarly, you don't get opportunities to prepare for Ashes cricket like this very often. It's the first time that we've had a Lions squad that will be working very closely alongside the main squad. And I think with that, even if it's not this time round, even if it's the next time we tour here, they'll have experiences and things to ready themselves for every eventuality that they could that this tour would present to them in the future.
Cheers. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks to Joe in particular, and we will catch you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.